Good morning from Millinocket, Maine, here in the center of the state of Maine. It's a kind of a lovely day here. It's a little cool, 62 degrees right now. Sunny, it's about 10:30 a.m. And I am just gonna walk around this kind of small downtown area and take a look at Millinocket, which I'm just getting to know myself here. And then maybe later drive around in some of the residential streets around here, because there are a lot of like really old cool wooden buildings and interesting colors and stuff like that. So anyway, here is Penobscot Avenue, which I think is kind of the main drag here. So we'll walk down here and we'll talk about the history of the town and how it is declining and or on the rebound. It's had better days and it's doing all right now as far as I can tell. So anyway, let's go take a look at it. Got the classic kind of old storefront feel to it. All the stores, different facades, different materials, different old signs. Really cool signs here in this town. Some places look like they are demolition or moving permit. Being demolished or moved. Up here is the Appalachian Trail Cafe. It's where we had breakfast this morning. A large breakfast, which was quite tasty, and I didn't finish mine. But maybe breakfast again tomorrow, because I'm not sure where else there is to eat around here. I mean, that's a classic sign, the Millinocket Insurance Agency. Appalachian Trail Facts. In this gift store, Millinocket is the closest town to the end or the beginning of the Appalachian Trail, which is, I believe, over here. There's a big mountain somewhere, you can't see it here, called Mount Katahdin, and that's the end of the Appalachian Trail if you're hiking north from Georgia, or the beginning if you're hiking south. And so this place is known very well as sort of I guess a place to come and regenerate your energy and everything after you've finished hiking over 2,000 miles of the Appalachian Trail. And the cafe we were in today, the Appalachian Trail Cafe, if you do hike the entire thing from Georgia, you get to write your trail name, your trail nickname on the ceiling tiles. They got dozens and hundreds of names that have been written over the decades, I guess. So right now there are about 4,100 people that live here, and that is a lot fewer than it used to be. The peak was in 1970, the 1970 census, in which there were about 7,700 people here. And every decade, or every census since then, it's declined. The population has declined, and they've lost about 47% of what they had at that time. The first settlement here, when it was just wilderness, was in 1829. A family moved in, a family called the Fowlers moved in, built a little home. There's some of the residential streets, we'll go on those later. It's a really cool looking little alley. Great old brick building, currently Angelo's Pizza. And it was kind of a settlement for a while, and it grew a little bit and stuff. But then in 1894, I think, the Bangor and Aroostook Railroad came through, and that caused a lot more attention to be pointed here. And some of that attention resulted in somebody saying, hey, you know what? There's the Penobscot River, and it's joined here by the Millinocket, well, it's joined here by a stream. And right where those two join would be a great idea, or a great place for a paper mill. And so in 1899, the Great Northern Paper Company opened. And the mill was up here, and we're going to go look at that later. And it became a huge, huge deal. And it's certainly the biggest thing going in this town. And a couple years after, actually after they started creating paper and stuff, processing paper and pulp and all that, they realized, well, this place needs a name. We don't have a name for this place. So they chose the name Millinocket, which means the place of many islands, because there's so many islands in the Penobscot River. And it grew and grew and grew pretty much every census throughout the 20th century. Hey, look, Macio's over there on her phone. I wonder if she's trying to contact me. We went on our individual walks today. Oi! But then after 1970, it started going away. I guess the paper mill, that Great Northern Paper Company, as we get onto a little triangle park here, that paper company was a huge deal. At one time, it was producing almost 20% of all the newsprint used in the United States. So it was quite an employer for this area and quite a successful paper company. After a while, it started to decline for reasons I'm not entirely clear about, but it did. And then in the early 2000s, maybe even before that, maybe late 90s, let's go into this park. No, let's go this way. In the late 90s, there were like all kinds of mergers and takeovers and splitting off and buying this and buying that and selling this part off and all that stuff, which I have no chance of ever understanding. freelittlelibrary.org. Take a book, return a book. The people of Millinocket are well-read, but not very giving. No, they seem nice. Everybody I've seen so far seems nice. So the company announced that it was going out of business in 2003, or shutting down in 2003. And that was kind of obviously a big deal for this town. Let's continue this story a little bit later. Dedicated to veterans of Millinocket who served in World War I, World War II, Korean conflict, and the Vietnam conflict. And there's their names, all these names in alphabetical order, separated by war. World War I. Who we got in World War I? Let's look for people with my name. Larson. We got Landry. No. Huh. All right, World War II. Both my grandparents fought in World War II, or served in World War II, but they weren't from Millinocket. No Larson. How about a Bailey? A Bailey. I'll take a Bailey. Oh, there's a couple Baileys. Bailey Glendon S. Bailey Russell E. No, not my Baileys, but okay. Let's check. What else? Korean and Vietnam. World War II, World War II, World War II, Korea. Here we go. Come on, Larson. Larley. Well, we're getting closer. Larley Bryant P. Bailey. Well, we already found the Bailey. No Bailey. Okay, and Vietnam. Bailey. Nope. Larson. That's hard to read. Landro, Lardner, Jenkins? Oh, no Larson. Impressive monument though. We got these kind of four, if you can see it here, these four sort of pillars, I guess, for the four wars that are mentioned on this memorial. Let's jaywalk in here in Millinocket and we'll go down the other side of this street. because the town, like the city buildings and stuff, the city hall or whatever, and the courthouses and things are down here. So to continue my little story about the paper company, it closed down in 2003, and various parts of it were sold and bought off and stuff like that. It was actually briefly revived in like the 2014 or so, because it was contracted to temporarily to make paper for the novel 50 Shades of Grey, the runaway hit novel that needed so many reprintings that they had to like revive old paper mills, and this was one of them. So from a little place on the junction of two rivers to almost 1/5 of the nation's newsprint supply, producing tons and tons and tons and tons of newsprint every single day, to being shut down to doing 50 Shades of Grey. And that's kind of where things stand now. I think it's like it seems to have been permanently closed. The building, one of the main buildings, is still on the edge of town. I think we can go see that and get not up to it because it's fenced off. We can go see part of it, and it's quite an amazing thing. So these days, a lot of hikers come here before or after hiking the trail. And there's other businesses in town. And quite frankly, to me, it seems like a pretty hopping place. Only 4,100 people, but lots of stores, and not too many empty stores here downtown, at least not on this street. I will say there's not many people at all walking around. There's a few cars driving around, a lot of cars parked, so people are here, but the post office. But not many people just wandering the streets, including Maceo. We're actually doing laundry at a laundromat on the edge of downtown, and there's a sign in the laundromat that says, "Please be here when your clothes finish," because they don't want you like taking up the space and stuff, taking up the washer when you're not really using it. So we promised that whoever was closer on our walk when the time came, 10:56 a.m., that person would go and take care of it, put the things in the dryer, and I hope that's what she's doing, because that was 2 minutes ago. That breakfast today, it was good, but I don't tend to eat a lot of potatoes in my life just because they're kind of hard to deal with insulin, diabetes and stuff. But it was, for some reason, I ordered the gigantic mound of tater tots, which is just a bunch of potatoes. Unbelievable amount. I ate half of them, not even half of them maybe, and blood sugar got a little high. So I'm hoping this walk kind of helps regulate blood sugar a little bit. But whew. So I'm kind of seeing Millinocket in a potato haze, which is, I think, appropriate. The Millinocket Municipal Building, incorporated March 16th, 1901. As I'm making this video, it's voting time. It's September 2024, so lots of political signs everywhere for the president and local races. Maine's biggest small town. Is that true? What does that mean? The Maine District Court also doubles as a fallout shelter. What's going on in Millinocket these days? They're closed for lunch. That's today. Friday, September 20th. Closed for lunch today. What if I want to go in? YouTube awaits. We want to see the inside. Oh well. A lot of little touches like this, like these little alcoves and little places to sit and stuff. Nice little parks, but no one's using it. No one right now. 11 o'clock in the morning. There you go. Thank you to the men and women who served Great Northern paper for 100 years. 100 years of legendary paper service reduced to an oval wooden plaque. A nice one, but that's it. I am a serious comic book collecting, buying old comics and collections. I can pay cash and I'm willing to travel. That's awesome. I used to do stuff like that for 8-track tapes in the 90s. I had hundreds of 8-track tapes and they were good. I had a good selection. I wanted to eat here for breakfast tomorrow. Open 2 to 5:30 only. But there are people inside. Sorry we're closed, it says on the door. Right here, open. Bakery entrance around the corner. Oh, maybe that'll work out. Yum Bakery open. Okay, it's two different things and this one seems open. All right, let's walk down another block that way down Central Street. The Hotel Terrace we stayed at last night was very homey, very comfortable. It was actually chilly last night, up in like the mid-50s I think it got down to. We didn't have the heat on in the room and seemed fine. I guess the hotel itself is all heated inside, but very comfortable sleep, very nice, soft, clean bed. I bet we'll run into Maceo again because the laundromat's that kind of light-colored peach building up there behind Bangor Savings Bank. Trying to remember how to pronounce all the place names around here. I've been researching them. Bangor and Aroostook and Penobscot. If you know how to pronounce Maine stuff, let me know how I'm doing. One more time. Bangor, Aroostook, Penobscot, Maine, laundromat. Oh, there's also the Millinocket stream. The stream that helped define where to build that paper mill. That's right over here somewhere. We'll go see that. We can walk along it, I think. I think I saw a trail along it. And it got its name, Millinocket Stream. Can I cross? Can I cross? Whoop. Read on high. Me too. All right, laundry's taken care of. The actual owner of the place, Carl, was there himself helping out Maceo with the dryer. So we got another half hour. And now we're on Aroostook Avenue, the edge of downtown, but already a cool mural related to the Great Northern Paper Company. See if we can figure out what all these panels are. Okay, there's the mill in the center, the big stack, and all the rivers and mountains. Probably one of those mountains behind is Mount Katahdin, the highest in Maine, and the end of the Appalachian Trail. There's, I guess, the inside of a building, a mill building. That's probably Mount Katahdin in winter. And these two seem to be either destroyed or so impressionistic that I can't really understand them. And I have an art degree, but I don't know what that is. But cool mural anyway. No sidewalk here on a rustic avenue. As small as it is here, there are some intriguing alleys. And they're not skimping on the fire engines and the rescue vehicles. Kind of place where honking is mostly to get the attention of your friend you see walking on the street. Well, I guess that's about it for Rustic Avenue. All right, one more block. This is Spruce Street between the Katahdin Valley Health Center and the post office. What's interesting about this town, Millinocket, this part of this town anyway, is that things are worn and old, but they're not quite like, they're not decaying and decrepit. That's the street we just walked down. They just kind of have a lived-in feel, but they're still vibrant and sturdy and kind of reliable. Maybe that's why I like old buildings. They just seem reliable, weathered and reliable, like that truck. Well, I guess that's about it for downtown. I mean, there's Aroostook Avenue and there's Penobscot Street or whatever it was. And this is one street over. This is Highland Avenue and it's just residential. It's awesome, but I guess that's it for the downtown businesses area. And if you're looking for early fall colors, this is the time. This is the week to be here. Still lots of green and often lots of red and yellow. And little purple flowers. A lot of stuff I can't really identify. Why is there a big bell on a little tower here? This is a house. Oh, it's a church. St. Andrew's Episcopal Church. Holy Eucharist, Sunday, 9 a.m. Welcome. Hey, pretty hip. The red wood and the pointy green spire with an X on top. Is that a thing? An X instead of a cross? Sign here that says welcome, but welcome to what? It's like somebody's house. West Branch Wellness. Another lovely but kind of faded mural in the classic Millinocket style, or the Maine style. Faded but still nice. That's sort of the level we're at. Faded but nice. Well, here we are again, back to downtown. So that's where we started. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go back and get the laundry out of the dryer, get in the car. We'll go see the cool old paper mill. We'll drive around a little bit and look at the residential streets around here. All of that will be in the extended version of the video, because I'm gonna cut this part of the video here. And if you wanna watch all of the extended version, please go to Patreon and you can figure all that out there, join up and stuff. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. What's up? Go to Patreon to see the rest of my visit to Millinocket, including Millinocket Stream, a look at the old paper company, touring the majestic and forgotten wooden houses around town, the Little Italy neighborhood, and my unforeseen experience at charming little Millinocket Airport. Patreon support helps keep this channel alive so I can bring you videos from fascinating and lesser known destinations like Millinocket. Special thanks this week to Calvin Ferreira, Darcy Otranto, David Richley, Lever Wong, Matt Kane, Michael Fedor, Nathaniel Holland, Omeyer, Ray Nichols, Samantha, and Will Phillips. Links are in the video description. Thanks for wandering around with me. Everywhere is worth exploring.